Okay, so now we in part two. And welcome back to the purpose episode of the pursuit of fulfillment.
We've been gone for a long time.
We've been gone for a long time. We sorry, but we back with part two. So check this out. So now we know that purpose isn't something we can create. It is something that we discover. But how do we start walking in it? What do you do when life feels aimless? Let this thing go. So what do you do when life feels aimless? Or when purpose seems unclear? In this episode right here, we're going to get to the real about the practical steps to start living out God's purpose for your life. If you never felt stuck, or if you've ever felt stuck, you don't want to miss this. I guarantee it. So welcome back to the Pastor's Q&A. I am Pastor A, and I'm with my wife.
Who she is?
That girl right there talking about who she is.
Who her?
Them
Her
folk
name.
right there. Her name,
What her name?
Shaquita Jackson.
Oh.
Pastor
Okay.
Q.
Oh.
So welcome back. So,
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
like Carter.
Who?
That might be before some of y'all time, but it's okay.
My Lord.
Excuse me. Hey, Mariah.
Really?
I just know you in the building, so I decided to say hello. But again, so how you doing?
Is it my glass? Is it me? I ain't got no glasses on because we look a little blurry.
We might do look a little blurry. I know we're a little brightish. It might be that we're a little brightish.
Maybe. All right.
Let me go check the camera. Talk to the people. Do something great. Let me borrow this before you start talking to them. Now you can have that back. Now you can talk to them.
Oh my. This dude right here. Hey y'all. We had missed it, y'all. We been gone for 2 weeks and yeah, it's been quite interesting. We had some family stuff going on and life happens. But we's back.
Borrow your mic. There you go. You can have it back.
This is hilarious.
So welcome. Welcome all the black people and the white people.
Oh my Lord.
Don't be like that.
I don't know what to say about nobody else.
Is anybody even in here? So
I
if
don't
you-
know.
So if you in here, don't be afraid. Go ahead and let us know you in the building. Oh,
Hey,
no,
hey.
And if you're not in here, I'm trying to get the other social media platform to pop up.
Oh my.
Are we live on Facebook?
I don't know.
We're about to find out right now. Facebook. And if you've been getting things from me on Facebook, it ain't been me.
My.
Yeah, people been imitating me. Now I see what they talking about. They trying to cancel stuff because it ain't me at all. So I don't know who these people are. But still make sure that you like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. Welcome your family in. So we're here. Today we are coming back to purpose. In the pursuit of fulfillment, we're in chapter 4. This is for purpose, living out your purpose. It is. It's blazing, ain't it? So we do miss y'all. I can't say that much.
Oh my. I'm trying to get this share thing together. They done upgraded
Everything.
text messages, and I don't quite know what to do with this, honestly.
I guess we ain't been on in a while. It's kind of hard to share. Your payment failed.
You didn't pay somebody.
Yeah, I didn't. I'll do that later. I don't have time to do that now. So, are we ready? Because we just wasted 45 minutes trying to share and get the video up. So, walking in purpose and living out your purpose. I think this is going to be a great episode. I think everybody that's coming in and tuning in and rocking out with us right now, how y'all feeling? How you feeling, babe?
Oh, that was for me.
Yeah,
How am I feeling?
Yeah,
I'm feeling amazing.
you feeling amazing?
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. You know, we here, we live. You know, it's been a minute, but we here. We in the building. We gonna come back. And despite all of the things that's been trying to hold us down, we gonna keep it pushing. And keep it pushing. So,
stuff that was holding us down.
well, you know, I ain't gonna say holding us down, but, you know, sometimes life happens and you have to shift things around and things of that nature. So, but we here. We here. So, living it out. We know purpose isn't something that we create. It is something that we discover with ourselves, right? So how do we start walking in our purpose? What you looking for? Can't nobody see you. I'm going to put a camera in there where you at. And I'm going to put a live mic on you. So, that's my niece. She's going to be a famous hairdresser. My sandwich is all on camera. So, how we start living out our purpose? First thing that we start doing when you want to truly live out your purpose is you have to start with obedience. And I did say, since we got this thing started, hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Desney. Good afternoon, Mama. Hey, Mama. Listen, I need to put my mama link in here if you want to learn AI and you want to know how it's done. My mama taught AI. Good afternoon, Stevie Steve. How you doing? And she'll teach you how to do AI. Hey, Miss Shantae, what's happening?
Hey.
So I guess we just have to say we have to wait for people to come on, huh? So we're going to wait for you to come on. But today's episode, we're talking about walking in purpose, living it out. And we're going to try to give you some real practical steps to start living out God's purpose for your life. We're going to try to start living out God's purpose for our lives. So how do we start walking in purpose? And what do you do when you feel like life is aimless or when purpose seems unclear? Step number one to living it out is you have to start with obedience.
Obedience.
We have to start with obedience. Obedience leads to clarity. God reveals more when we take small steps. Obedience leads to clarity. God reveals more as we take small steps. I have a testimony on that. I'm working on a film. And every little step that I took towards making the film, things became clearer to me about the film, things that needed to be changed, things I needed to work on myself, skills that I needed to sharpen and make more clear. How to truly walk in that particular leadership role. And it was just the small things. How to revamp it, how to make it better. if I'm saying that I'm doing it for him, then these are the things that need to be changed so he can be seen, heard, and felt. So it is. Obedience allows you to be able to hear, and it gives you clarity. The scripture that you could take down for those who are taking notes, he said, I ask, way Pastor, don't speak, say hello to me. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. Hey, Stevie Steve.
Right.
I was trying to. Yeah, never mind. Don't worry about it.
She been trying to share, like, and subscribe for the last 40 minutes.
Right.
So.
Uh-oh. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
So Luke 16:10 says, he that is faithful in which is least is faithful in much. And Luke 16, I love Luke 16, especially starting the chapter. Luke 16, verse 1. And then it even goes on to say after this is, how can God give you your own if you can't take care of another man's? So I love Luke 16, especially the beginning, and it talks about being a good servant and how to serve. He says, so those who are faithful in least is faithful in much. The example was David was faithful as a shepherd before coming a king. So sometimes you have to be faithful over little things. You have to be faithful in just doing the small things. You have to be faithful in just showing up sometimes. Sometimes your faithfulness just requires you to show up. Luke 16, verse 10. But I love that whole entire passage. Luke 16, 1 through, I think it's 1 through 12. It's the whole entire package that deals with the unfaithful servant. And it talks about how the servant lost his job and then how he got it back. How God considered him to be shrewd, which is wise. And how God looks at the fact that if we are faithful in the small things, then he will make us ruler over many things. So I love it. So start with obedience. Number 2. I'm excited. We back. Right. Number 2. Surround yourself with people. Surround yourself with the right people. And it's crazy because my mom is on here. Mom has been with me since I've been about 13, 14 maybe. So that's 30 years. She's known me 30 plus years. And that was one of the things that she always instilled, especially in the things that I did, because she knew I was into music. She knew I was into entertainment. She knew I was in the media. And even my biological mom was very, very, very big on who I surrounded myself with. My mother used to like to see me work alone, my biological mother. And she used to always say, you was doing good, baby. And then you picked up this fool, this a-hole, this no good joker. And you went from making $1,000 a week to $300 a week. So I need for you to stop hanging out with stupido, crazy. Let these people go. And that's what she used to tell me. So you do have to be careful of who you surround yourself with.
That is wisdom.
And now everybody is caught up in this community. We in the community. We in the oh man, that's bad business. Hold my sandwich for me.
Why is your put your sandwich
Can't
on?
nobody see my sandwich.
They can see it now.
They can see my sandwich. That's okay. My wife made me a nice hamburger.
Lord. Jesus. Where's our son? Ain't he supposed to be producing?
Our son is supposed to be producing, but he said he had to do something at 2:00, so he's not producing today. But
all right,
he'll be here soon. So everybody is caught up in community now because this is the thing. One oxymoron that I don't believe in is social distancing. Those are two opposite spectrums of the words themselves. Number 2, we have to be mindful of the communities that we associate ourselves with. Everybody now is talking about we in church community, we in house community, we in this community, and we in that community. My question becomes, does the community serve you? Does the community drive you? Does the community push you forward? Does the community help you? Or is your community a community that meets and all y'all cry about the same thing?
Ooh, child, that's what I was gonna say. Everybody crying and supporting each other's tears and complaints and grumblings and moanings and groanings and woo, child.
Yeah, so everybody now is on the. Everybody's crying about the same thing. I joined the My Big Toe Hurt community. Nobody is asking doctors to join the community so we can figure out how to fix the problem. Everybody just want to complain and show their big toe. That's it. So you have to be mindful of the people that you are surrounding with, because some people will knock you out your purpose. Because some things that seem right to a man leads to death.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Say that again. You said some people you surround yourself with will do what?
Kill your purpose.
Kill your purpose. Kill your purpose. Knock you out of purpose.
Mama said the signature pity party. Everybody is in the same pity party. Nobody is bringing in correction. Nobody has a solution. And like I said, sometimes what seems right to a man can lead to death. So be mindful. You on YouTube? Or I'll go on Facebook. Say it loud. Sometimes, let me take this off. As a request to Shantae, that's family. Let me take this off so they can hear me deeper in the back, Shantae. All right. Some communities will lead you to death. Some people will kill your purpose. Because what was seen right to a man leads to death. Those are not my words. Those are the words of King Solomon.
So can I add to that?
Yes.
Everybody can't go where you're going. And if they are holding on to you and you holding on to them, that's a weight. You know, or an anchor. You know how the ship be out in the water and the anchor keeps the ship from going anywhere. Whoever that person is, that's or them people, that's your anchor. You can't go nowhere until you cut the anchor and let it go.
The only person that should be your anchor is Christ. And Christ is not going to steer you away from his purpose that he designed for you. So be careful about all these communities, these prayer groups you trying to get into. Y'all just praying your heart out and nothing is changing. Be mindful of, because there's a lot of communities is popping up. You got people who crabs in the barrel, as Mama Charlie says. You got all these groups popping up. You got people who claim to be prophets, but they have no head.
They have no fruit.
They ain't got no fruit. They ain't got no shepherd. They don't have no apostle. They don't have nobody to hold them accountable. Y'all are all joined into this group because, like I said, y'all are drawn together by like-minded either emotions, feelings, or bad circumstances. So surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself. Who you listen to will shape your direction.
So you should always be like the middleman. You should always have somebody that knows more than you, and then somebody that you're helping to bring up.
Where's my?
But you should never be the smartest. What is it? The smartest cookie in the jar.
The smartest one. So this is what my.
And you should never be the one who don't know nothing. But it's okay if you're the one who don't know nothing, because that means you surrounded yourself with people who are where you want to be. Just make sure they want to get you where they are. That's important too.
So I wrote this down one day. I was on the phone with my mom. She's on here right now. And move out the way so I can see. And she told me that I needed to have destiny helpers.
Yep.
And after our conversation, I went and began to dig and dive deep and to be able to, it almost turned into a sermon as far as I went when it came to destiny helpers. So she said, you need a divine connector, you need men of influence, you need gifted people, and you need a burden barrier. Burden bearer. Mm-hmm. Pray for what God needs us to do and go. Pray for destiny helpers, need to expand. Pray for the gift of discernment. Pray that no fear can come in. Stop wasting time. Get in position to receive from God. Watch for people who know who you are and want to ride your coattail. So this is out of a 3.5 hour conversation. This is the key points out of that conversation. And finding people to ride your coattail was stuck out to me. One of the greatest things that stuck out to me, a lot of us go into communities and we want other people's to shape, or we listen to other people, but we don't truly get in a position to receive. You're in a community of people who's supposed to pour into you, but your lid is closed. So if your lid ain't off, so you can receive. Your lid is closed. And a lot of the times you surround your people who lids are closed. So y'all not really pouring into each other.
You're surrounded with people who lids are closed.
Right. You're surrounded yourself with other people who lids are closed.
Including yours.
So now y'all are just there. Nobody is really pouring into somebody. Nobody is really receiving from anybody else. Again, you're in your pity party. Because you don't have those who are to help you in your purpose. You're not surrounded with your destiny helpers. You're not surrounded with wise counsel, as King David and King Solomon says about being in the presence of wise counsel. You don't surround yourself with the word. You don't surround yourself with prayer. So that is also a community of your own that you have to have. Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron. So a man sharpen the countenance of his friend. Which leads me into number 3. Stay in the word and in prayer. Purpose is sustained through constant communication with God. We will get into communication, communion, community. Our community will be more so surrounded with people, and we won't have no community or communication with the Creator. We have to have communication with the Creator. He will send people to talk to you. He will send people to guide you. But again, as I said, as it was stated in the conversation, you have to have discernment. That comes with being in great communication with the one who created you.
I heard it put like this. If you got something that you're putting together or you're building or, working on.
Like this hamburger?
No, not like the hamburger. Let's say you're building a house, right? Mm-hmm. We got a house built from the ground up. Mm-hmm. And now we're moving into this house. But we got all the upgrades. The upgrades were summarized to us, but they were not explained. So it's a lot of things in the house that we don't know. So we have to go back to the manufacturer, right? We got to go back to the builder, the one who put all this stuff in here in order to understand and know how to use what they've put in the house. Or else, how do we, even if we got the instruction manual, it still comes from the builder. It's still a form of communication with the actual builder. So, how can we, the creation, hey, Sugar Plum,
Hey, sis.
how can
Hey, cuz.
we, the creation, go all our lives without talking to the creator to figure out parts about us that we don't know or understand? That blows my mind. And people looking everywhere. They looking everywhere else but the one who created them. They sitting on grounds talking about they getting energy from the ground, the grass. They talking to the trees. They centering themselves with this what that thing called, that third eye and the chakras and all of that. And I don't know. That's just crazy. You got to go back to the creator. And I ain't talking about, listen, let me be specific. I'm talking about the God of creation. The God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Father of Jesus. Hallelujah. Yeah, him. Because I don't need nobody to be confused about who I'm talking about right now. You got to go back to the creator, because we are the creation and he knows how he created us and knows all the ins and outs. Okay, that's my rant. I'm coming off my soapbox.
Now stay there like 2 more minutes. I take this last bite. You'll be all right.
He knows. I promise he knows. Hashatayerable akaye.
She's speaking in tongues. Then. Hallelujah. Right. So you got to stay in your word. You got to stay in prayer. All right. So guess what? There are some purpose blockers in the world. So we have to overcome purpose blockers. So the first purpose blocker is fear of failure.
Oh.
I'm going to say this, and hopefully I only have to say it once. Failure is a teacher for success. I'm going to say it twice then. Failure is a teacher for success.
Because if you never fail, you can't really get to success because you don't know what it takes to get there.
So there's an old saying that you would tell a football team who was undefeated before they go to the playoffs. And the first thing that you would tell an undefeated team is to lose a game. Because you have never lost, you don't know where your failures are. You don't know where your weaknesses are. So you don't know what to work on. But if you know where your weaknesses are, if you know where your failures are, you know where to work on. Because you have lost in that area. A lot of people want to be undefeated without a failure. Failure requires you to go back to the drawing board. My daddy used to say this to me as a kid.
Put the camera on you right quick.
My dad used to say this to me as a kid. My dad used to say, to do the same thing over and over and over again, thinking you're going to get a different result, makes you an idiot. Now, today people say, oh, well, that is the definition of insanity. It can't be, because insane people don't know what they're doing. Insane people don't know what they're doing. But if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, you know what you're doing. That makes you an idiot. Failure is for you to find what doesn't work so you can work on that thing. A lot of the times, this is another reason why about your community and what you're building and what you're doing also determines your success and failure. If I'm not good at sales, but I'm good at creating the product, then I partner with someone who's better at sales, because that helps me now fix what I have been failing in. So if I have the number one product, but I can't sell it, then that lets me know my failure, my non-success of sales is because I don't know how to sell. So either I'm going to learn how to sell, or I am going to find someone who can sell. It's about making the correction. A lot of people don't even start in a purpose because they feel that they will fail. Well, I really don't want to do that because, I really think that this might not work. A lot of people shoot themselves in the foot before they even get started. So the question is, what if you mess up? Guess what? You are going to mess up. You are going to bump your head. You are going to make bad decisions. But God's grace is bigger than your mistakes. 2 Timothy 1-7 says it this way: for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. This is where God's strength comes in. We was also reading this in Bible study this Monday. 1 John chapter 4, verses, I think it's it's verses 18, that love cast out all fear. And we talked about God being love. So if God is love, I always like to read this verse as God being love. So where it says there is no fear in God, but a perfect God cast out fear, because fear have torment, and he that feareth is not made in a perfect God. So pretty much there is no fear in God. That means that fear is a spirit. And he said, I don't give, for God have not given us the spirit of fear. But the spirit that he gave us was the Holy Spirit, that is full of power, full of love, and that is to bring us into a sound mind. And God cast out fear. So this goes back to the last statement that we made about being in your word and in prayer. Because if you are constantly in the word and you're constantly in prayer, then you understand God's will for your life. You understand how God move and operate. And you know that nothing can beat him. Nothing. The same demon that's trying to torment you, he created. Now this demon wasn't too smart, because he decided to follow Satan and get kicked out of heaven. But at the end of the day, he can't beat God. Because if he could have beat God, he would have never got kicked out of heaven.
Hello.
So you don't allow fear to pump the brakes in your life. You need fail. I mean, and don't allow failure to pump the brakes in your life. Number 2, comparison. Stop looking at someone else's journey because your journey that God is giving you is unique to you.
Comparison kills your future.
Stop. You are not Beyonce.
Comparison kills your future. It will kill your calling. It will kill your destiny. Comparison kills. It ain't other people. It is you. You're your own problem. You are your biggest critique. You are your. Listen. Ain't nobody paying you no attention. And if every time you go somewhere you think somebody is talking about you, then not only are you your biggest critique, you're your own idol. If every time you looking at Facebook, you looking at somebody else, you talking about what they done did and you can't measure up, you're your biggest idol. It. There's a period behind that. You are your biggest idol.
Bam.
Okay.
I'm going to just say, listen. Everybody is called, it's like baseball, right? There are 9 people on the field on the baseball team at a time. Because you are called a baseball doesn't mean that you are the pitcher. And just because you call a baseball doesn't mean that you're going to be a starter. And just because you call a baseball doesn't mean that you're going to be on the field. You might be a relief. You might be a pitch hitter. You might be a pitch runner. You might be a base coach. Some of you are called to coaching, but you want to be a player so bad. Some of you are called to lead the team, but you want to play so bad. So you get stuck in the fact of this player mode when you should be learning how to manage and produce better leader mode. Some people are called to singing. But the way, what's the girl name? Jacqueline Carr. Just how, because she went this way doesn't mean that that's the way that's meant for you to go.
Or how about maybe you're not called to be the lead singer. Right. Maybe you're called to be the backup.
Or just maybe, you called to just be the songwriter and the producer. Everybody ain't called to the front stage. When I was growing up, I used to ask you what you want to be when you grow up. Doctor, fireman, lawyer, teacher. So when it came to me, and then I don't know in the first grade how people knew they wanted to be married with children. I don't know how that went, but that was everybody's thing. They wanted to be married with children. So when it got to me, it was like, Anthony, what you want to be when you grow up? I want to write songs for every artist on the radio. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be the go-to songwriter no matter what your genre was. I wanted to write for Dolly Parton. I wanted to write for Kenny Rogers, Michael Jackson, Prince, Luther. It didn't matter. I wanted that. That was my thing. Then I get quiet. Then the teacher be like, so what about marriage and children? I don't want that. I just told you I want to be. You not listening. Is the mic on in the classroom? Because you not listening. I just want to be a songwriter. Everybody, I didn't want to be the dude in the front. I wanted to sit back and be listening to the radio and be like, you like that, don't you? Yeah, I wrote that.
Miss Rachel said, everybody can't be the arm in the body of Christ. We need the feet, the leg, the knees.
Right.
You might be a fingernail. I'm just saying.
Go get yourself done up and paint it right.
We need every part of the body. You might be one strand of hair, but you are significant. Because the word says he knows how many hairs is on your head. So that means he knows each part.
Even the ones
you
lost.
are significant in whatever part that he has created you to play. But if you so busy comparing yourself to little Nene over there, then you will never become who he has called you to be. You will never play your part.
And then you will never. And when you don't play your part, when you don't live out the role God called for you, you become miserable.
Yep.
You never get to a place in life where you feel fulfilled.
Yep.
You feel dragged out. There are a lot of men. I used to say this a long time ago to men. There are a lot of men who are sitting at the dinner table, looking at his wife, looking at his children, and secretly he hate them.
Oh. Wow.
Because he didn't fulfill his true purpose, because he decided to take a detour.
Bless you.
Because of a choice that he made. And because of he thought he was making a great choice of sacrifice, he eventually secretly began to resent his wife and his children.
Yep. Happens all the time.
I really wanted to be a doctor, but I met Susie. She got pregnant.
We got married.
And I couldn't do it. And I had to go now. Mm-hmm. I had to take my degree. I had to come out
Bless you.
I had to come out of medical school, and now I'm a dentist assistant, and I know more than the dentist, or I'm a nurse's assistant, and I pretty much know more than the doctor. And you don't feel fulfilled because of life choices that you have made. Don't be that guy.
Rachel said the body will be missing a toenail. Disney said I can be a hair.
Right. You can be whatever. Just be what God meant you to be.
That's it. Also,
don't chase behind somebody else and comparing yourself behind them, because if it don't work for you, then you think God don't work at all.
Ooh,
and then
come on.
That would be your fault, not God's fault.
Come on.
Number 3. Waiting for perfect conditions. Listen, if you live in Georgia and you be like, I'm just gonna wait for the sun to come out,
you may never.
God has a great sense of humor. He might let it rain for a whole 30 days just to see if you just gonna wait. There's never perfect conditions.
Never.
There's no such thing.
Nope.
In order for the condition to be perfect, that means that you have to start the condition. You have to create your perfect condition. Let me help somebody out who needs some help. If I would have waited to start trying to film a movie, if I would have waited till I got the cameras that are made to create movies, I would have never started shooting the movie. Matter of fact, if I would have never started trying to shoot the movie, I would have never known that I was working with the wrong cameras in the first place. I would have never known that I could have found cameras. I would have never known that they're different cameras. Because how I started, everybody was using the camera that you're watching me on now. Everybody was using that type of camera to shoot everything. So in my mind, this particular camera shoots everything. But I didn't know that this camera is the very first camera, digital camera, ever created for cinema. Before there was a Red, before there was the Black Magic, the camera that you're watching us on right now is the very first camera ever created to shoot movies in digital format. And people to this day are still using this camera 15 years later on big budget movie sets to shoot movies. But if I didn't start filming, and if I didn't start preparing myself, and if God wasn't leading me to understand where I needed to be and come in, and as we stated earlier about taking those small steps, every time I took a small step, then God showed me something different. He began to speak to me this way. He began to speak to me that way. Then it was like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So these cameras right here that I got, I can sell those back to the people and get me this camera. Done deal. Works for me. The type of camera this is right here. So the first camera I was on is a Canon EX LSR3, SL3. The camera, the very first cinema camera that is used is a Canon C100. So actually, the one that's showing my beautiful wife, that's the Canon C100. This one that's showing the both of us is a Canon C100 Mark II. So this is the upgrade from the first camera. But the point I'm making is there was no perfect condition. If I would have said, yo, I'm going to wait till the sun come out, I would have never got started. Oh, I got to be able to have this. Then I would have never started writing the script. Then I would have never known that there was a script format once I started writing it. Because once I started writing the script, then God led me to start seeing how should this be done correctly. Oh, for $9, buddy, you can do this. Oh, really? Boom. Then the more the more I began to pursue.
Hey, V.
Hey, V, the more I begin to pursue, the more I learn. So you have to start now. You can't wait. And I did a whole message about people waiting. I'm just waiting on the Lord. Go back and watch that message. I think
Okay, so can I?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. He already said there is no perfect condition. And to be quite honest, we're talking, those of y'all that are on here now and we're talking to, most of y'all are in some way, shape, form, or fashion believers. And how can we say we have faith if we never put application behind what we believe?
Preach.
When we say we're waiting on perfect, I can't get married because I don't have the money, but you sleeping with them. We can't I can't buy this car because I ain't got the money. Okay, but you just said God told you to buy the car. We are good at making excuses. And the first thing we said was the fear of failure. When God gives you something, an assignment, it might be an assignment, it might be an event, whatever God has given you. Hey, Sugar Plum, whatever God has given you, it's going to take faith. You are going to have to step outside of your comfort zone to get it done. Period. And if God gives you, if you get something that you can do on your own, I doubt it came from God. It probably came from your own head. Because when God is in the mix, it's going to be something bigger
Then you.
You're not going to be able. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. V said Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Now.
So waiting on perfect conditions is an excuse not to use your faith. Everybody is quick to say, oh, now faith. Yes, I got faith, but you're not so quick when God tells you what to do to step out and actually do it. Delayed obedience is still disobedience.
It's crazy because that was the first thing that we said about how you walk in your purpose. The first thing that we said, how you start living in your purpose is you start with obedience.
Period. So for you to say, I am waiting on the perfect condition. Well, yeah, no, you're not waiting, because God is saying, but I put everything you needed. I have already given you everything you needed. When I decided to tell you to do this thing, that meant I've already equipped you. You are already trained. You got everything you need inside of you. Now, what I need you to do is come and sit in front of me in my presence so that I can give you the steps and the strategies. Come on, V. We walk by faith and not by sight.
Woo.
We have to be in the place. Come on, Miss Taylor. She said she just told a young lady that, listen, we have to be in a place where we can see what God sees.
Do you see what I see?
If you can't see it, you won't be able to fulfill it.
Nope.
And if we keep talking about what we can't do, guess what? You have exactly what's in your mouth.
Nothing.
You say you can't do it, guess what? You can't. You say you can't have it, guess what? You cannot. I was just talking to my sister-in-law. I don't even know if she on here. But I was just talking to my sister-in-law. She was talking about how she kept saying, my money gonna be here on the 26th. My money gonna be here on the 26th. Nothing told her that her money was gonna be here. She had nothing that stated in the physical that her money was gonna be here on the 26th. She said she got up at 4 o'clock this morning to go to the bathroom, and guess what? She had a text message that said, your money has hit your account. Guess what? She said, but all the time, all I kept saying was, my money is gonna be here. You have what you say. So as a man thinketh, so is he. Come on.
Well.
So if you keep saying, I'm waiting
Jackie.
on the perfect condition, you will never have it.
Never.
Because you'll always be sitting waiting while God is saying, you disobedient. What did he say? You wicked, lazy.
You wicked and lazy servant.
Servant.
Wicked.
Wicked and lazy.
Wicked. Wicked.
You're going to be thrown into the lake of fire.
Wicked.
I'm just saying. Stop saying you waiting because God is waiting on you.
He waiting on you.
He waiting on you to move. All right, I'm done.
Take that first step. Ecclesiastes 11:4 says it this way. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. So if you waiting to sow, you ain't going to reap nothing.
At all.
Nothing. Nothing at all. You won't reap nothing. So I'm going to leave you with these 3 practical steps to start walking in purpose. Number 1, write down your calling and commit it to prayer. Clarity comes when you seek God daily about your purpose. Listen, write the vision, make it plain. So those who can go back to read it can run with it. I was telling my homeboy last night. I sat down in December of 2024. I wrote down 10 things. I wrote down the things I wanted to accomplish by November of 2025. And each thing that I wrote down, as I wrote it down, I also wrote down the steps that I needed to do to complete that thing. Mm-hmm. So I was working on an e-course for a company. I know I needed to finish editing and placing and uploading and putting the e-course together. Once I finished editing, I scratched it out. Once I created the course, I scratched it out. Once everything was complete, then I scratched out the whole thing. Then it was like, hey, I need to finish my book. Not the ebook for this course, not the ebook for what we're working on now. And if you don't have the ebook, the link for the ebook is in the description box for the pursuit of fulfillment of what we're talking about now. So I wrote down everything that I needed to do for the book to get it completed. And when I accomplished each thing for the book, the last thing I had to do was send it off to be pressed. And voila, it's done. So you have to write things down so you can see it, so you can complete it, so you can accomplish it. Now, I tried this one time. I wrote it down, stuck it up on the wall. I ain't paid no more attention.
That part.
I thought it was just going to manifest by itself. See, I heard the part of the scripture. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up for you so you can see how sometimes we don't pay attention. How sometimes we don't pay attention.
It ain't that we don't pay attention, it's that we've been taught to only focus on certain parts.
Right. So Habakkuk. Like Habakkuk. 2:1 said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Said, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For a vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay. So a lot of us here write the vision, make it plain. A lot of us some of us don't even write the vision. We talk about it. Put this on. I need to lean back just a little bit. We talk about it.
Oh my.
We talk about it. Rachel, I had a dream that one day.
I'm done.
V, I had a dream that one day. We talk about it, but we don't write it down. Something that my mama, she on here right now, been telling me since I was 15 years old. Write it. She still tell it to me to this day. Son, write it down. Write it. People talk about a lot of things they want to do. They can't. He said, write the vision, make it plain, and lay it on the table that who may read it can run with it. You are supposed to be the one who's reading it. You can't run with it if you don't write it down. If you don't write it down, how can you run with it if you ain't got nothing to look at to run with? When I had to do the right now, when I had to do the movie, I know we have to go back. I have to do another location scout. I have to do certain things. I know I have to edit. I know I have to do this. So I had to write it down. So whatever God has called you to do, if he called you to put together a song, then write down the title of the song. Put down where you need to go. You know you need to record it. You need to write it. You need to study chords. Whatever the case is, whatever it is, write it down, make it plain so you can run with it. You have to write it down.
I like what Rachel just said.
Rachel said, writing it highlights your authority in the earth, establishing through utterance and words. You have to write it down. You just have to.
And as much as y'all folks think that y'all got it all together, listen. 2 parts. One, we're flesh. So we automatically forget stuff because we have 100 things thrown at us throughout the week. And for some of us, 100 things thrown at us in one day. I'm just saying. So stuff get lost in the sauce. 2, we have an enemy. And the enemy comes to what? Steal, kill, destroy. So if you never write it down, he will come to steal that dream, kill that dream, destroy that dream. Calling, purpose. It is his will that it does not come to pass. But you have authority because we are made in the Creator's image and we create. He gave us the authority and the ability to create. But if you never write it down, it never comes to pass. And I'm really like beating myself up because it's a lot of stuff I need to write down. John 10, come on, V.
Say it then. Say it then, you know it.
Come on.
No, you know
we
it.
We gon' no, I want to read it all the way.
You gonna read it all the way? I'm gonna pull it up for you.
I want word for word.
You want word for word? You
I don't
want
want
King
a
James,
summary.
New King James? You want what you want? How you want it? Tell Daddy how you want it. How do you want it?
Not. A thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I come that they might have life and that they might have it what?
More abundantly.
What?
More abundantly.
All right.
Y'all in here preaching today. I need to write my stuff down. Everybody need to write your stuff down. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Stop cheating yourself. When you don't write it down, you cheat yourself. Because guess what? Then you forget. I learned that the hard way yesterday. I got cursed out for 2 hours. Because I meant to finish writing the second part. And I didn't. Don't
I
hit
love
me.
my husband.
Don't hit me.
He just be telling everything. We don't tell everything.
And I wasn't telling you.
All right. So what's next?
I don't know what's next. You threw me off my
I did
thought.
not.
So number 2.
Serve others.
So when you begin to write it down, you commit to prayer and your calling, whatever you're called to do, whatever your purpose is, does put you in a place to serve others. Because your purpose is never about you, it's about the impact. Mark 10:45. For even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister. Your purpose requires you to serve other people. I heard this from Myron Golden. He said to all you Christians out here, he was talking to some pastors, but he was ministering on business. And he was telling people in the business sector that everybody who is wealthy moves in the purpose of serving other people. It's about serving other people. There was a book that my best friend, hopefully she still got it. I've been trying to find it in my email because it was an audio book. And this guy went out. He was a pastor, I believe. And he went out to interview the 1%. And he was asking the 1% how did they get their wealth. And, you know, he was trying to see if God was in the wealth. And so he was saying that he went to interview one of the one person in the 1%. And he was like, so you have the largest fast food chain in the world. And the guy who he was interviewing told him, I don't have a fast food chain. He was like, yes, you do. He didn't name the company in the book, but he was like, I named the company, and he was like, yeah, but we're not in the fast food business. We're in the business of service. We're in the business of serving other people. So everything, your wealth, your growth in life, your fulfillment on the inside also has an impact on you serving other people. Number 3, stay consistent. Purpose isn't found in one big moment. It's lived out in daily faithfulness. Stay consistent. Miss Vegas said, serve others. Our life is not for us. It is for others. Exactly. Stay consistent. Purpose isn't found in one big moment. It's lived out in daily faithfulness. It's funny because I never forget there was an artist, some of us know, some of us don't. His name was called Beanie Siegel. And I remember that the way they tried to market Beanie Siegel was he was an overnight success. It was like they found him on Monday and he blew up on Tuesday. He rapped for Jay-Z on Tuesday. Wednesday he was in the studio, and Friday he had a hit record. That's not how that went down. This man had been performing and rapping for years before Jay came. Him doing it consistently every day brought him to the moment. So you have to be able to put in the work. Something that I learned from Myron Golden. Opportunity is going to come. The question is, are you ready when opportunity comes? It's coming. Whether you're ready for it or not, it's coming. Those who are ready have prepared themselves every day. They have worked toward it. It's not the big moment. The big moment is going to come. But how much practice did you have leading up to that moment. Hebrews 12:1 said, "Let us run with patience the race that is set before us." There's patience in this race. There's patience in this race. Mama said, opportunity preparedness equals success. Plus preparedness equals success. Exactly. Purpose is a life journey. It's going to take a minute. I've been waiting for a lot of things for a long time. And when God feels that you are ready, that opportunity is going to prepare yourself. But God is not going to give you nothing that you haven't prepared for. I heard it said this way by Miles Monroe, one of my favorite teachers. You can pray for whatever you want to pray for till you're purple, blue, red in the face. Now I'm saying it in Anthony's terminology. God will only give you what you can manage.
Yep.
So you could pray for $1 million, but if God knows you can't manage $15, He not about to give you $1 million. And as Mama Charlie said, your preparedness. If you are prepared, if you have shown, as we said earlier, those who show themselves trustworthy over little, He will make you trustworthy over much.
A lot.
So now you prepared yourself. So when the opportunity comes for the $1 million to present itself, ta-da! Yes, I ain't gonna say that you didn't fall. We ain't gonna say that you didn't mess up the money. We ain't gonna say that you didn't break up money here and there. We ain't gonna say that you lost some. But at the end of the day, you stayed consistent on trying to make it right.
That's right.
God knows where your heart is when you're putting in the time and the work to make it right. So now you putting in the time and the work to make it right. And being consistent. Some of us, if we do it for 5 days and it don't produce the results that we want, it's a wrap. I used to tell people who I used to do marketing for. Marketing takes about 3 months before you to start to see any result.
90 days. Consistency.
It has to be a 90-day rotation, all day, everyday thing before it really moves the needle. Yes, you trying to make $1,000, but you might spend $900 to get that 1,000. But once it begins to move and you stay consistent, then the success will come. So stay consistent. Run your race. As Hebrews 12:1 says, run your race that is set before you. God has designed you with a specific purpose. Mm-hmm. You're not an accident. Mm-mm. And your life is not random. Mm-mm. The question is, are you ready to step into it? Are you tired of being broke, busted, and disgusted? Ooh. Are you tired of going in circles? Around and round I go. Are you tired? Are you tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of the tired being sick? Are you ready to step into it? Are you ready to put the work into it? Everything requires work. Rachel said failure is in the learning process. Allows you to learn what didn't work and helps you get closer to your goal if you keep pressing. Like I said earlier, failure is a teacher. But the question becomes, are you ready to step into it? Are you ready to take the steps that are required?
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We said fear of failure, But there is such a thing as fear of success too.
Speak on it.
And some of us know what God has placed inside of us. And we are afraid that if we actually step into it, that we're going to turn into somebody that we don't recognize and other people don't recognize, or that we're going to have to lose people. Let me tell you something. You're going to lose people whether you step into it or not. And like I said earlier, everybody can't go where you're going. They will, what we call them? What was it? It said, go back up. Up.
In a way.
Yeah, I'm so done.
Surround yourself with the right people. Your
Yes.
community.
What did you say that you called them something in the community?
You have to find your
No, you said they steal your purpose. They
the people that steal your purpose.
yes, they
kill your purpose.
You gave them a name.
Stupid people.
No, that ain't what you called them. But you have people who they will suck you dry, whether you're sinking or whether you're floating. But fear of success, if God has already stamped you with it, you got to walk in it.
Don't be scared.
You got to walk in it. Destiny kill. Thank you, Disney. Destiny killers.
Somebody was paying attention.
Somebody was paying attention. We can't listen. Fear of failure and fear of success are both real. I didn't even realize there was a fear of success until I realized I was walking in it.
Fear of success is a stem off of a poverty mindset.
Yes.
If you don't change your poverty mindset,
Impoverished.
if you don't change the poverty mindset that you have, poverty is not a place. It's a mindset.
It is.
Poor is not a place.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. Wealth is not a place.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. How I know wealth is a mindset, because wealth is more spiritual than it is physical.
Absolutely.
King Solomon said it this way: wisdom and knowledge, wealth follows wisdom and knowledge. And the fear. Now let me help y'all out real quick. Wealth follows wisdom and knowledge. The beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. Did I say that too fast?
Come on.
Poverty follows foolishness, lack of wisdom, lack of knowledge, and it follows the one who does not like to be corrected. It also follows the lazy. Poverty will come upon you swiftly if you're lazy.
Boy, I tell you.
The Bible said if you're a fool, Proverbs 12:1 call you stupid. I didn't call you stupid. The Bible did. I read it in church because I didn't think nobody would believe me, so I read it. Poverty follows people who don't like to be corrected. They build jail for poverty people, mindset people. They build prisons for those type of people. I need you to see where I'm going. It hurt my heart yesterday because when I was reading, I was, out of 22 verses, the one verse that stood out to me that hurt my feelings was, do not keep giving righteous talk to a foolish person. So I was like, but, and so many people fell in my spirit at one time who I kept trying to give correction and talk to. And the Bible is like, stop. Shh. Don't keep giving righteous talk, righteous correction to a fool who won't receive it. Stop. So that let me know everybody can't come. That let me know that everybody ain't gonna listen. That let me know that everybody is not trying to be corrected. That let me know that some people love their poverty.
Ooh, come on.
There was a promise I made to my mother at 10 years old I would never forget. I told her I was born poor. I refuse to die that way. I was born poor. We was born in the projects, in the ghetto. I don't want to die in the ghetto. I'm too talented. Everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice has a gift, a talent. You have something that God is giving you to bring you out of poverty. God said, I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you, not to hurt you, but to give
you hope and a future.
Hope in a future. Some say hope in an expected end. Some says, what's the thing? Prosperity.
Oh.
Nowhere in the Bible does God operate with broke people. And God doesn't continue to keep talking to hard-headed people. God's question is, are you ready? God is not a God who sits. God is a God of movement, consistent movement.
Yep.
He doesn't stay in one place.
Nope.
He consistently and constantly stay moving.
Yeah.
We have to constantly and stay constantly moving with him. You're not supposed to be the same person you was a week ago.
Yep.
A month ago.
Yep.
6 months ago.
Yep.
A year ago. We're supposed to constantly be looking to Christ for our identity. For Christ to flow through us in our servitude. You're truly looking for purpose. You can only truly find purpose through Christ Jesus. Everyone has a gift. Everyone has a calling. And as Rachel said, he's not a respecter of person. He will use you. I would just say don't be used and then told that I don't know you.
Ooh. Because he'll use whoever is willing.
Because he will going to use whoever is willing and necessary. Just make sure you're not one of the ones that he says, I don't know you. So are you really ready to step into your purpose? It's going to require you to be obedient. It's going to require you to give up some things. If you're really truly trying to walk in your calling, it's going to require you to you're going to have to sacrifice. Don't think that God sacrificed his son and you're not going to have to sacrifice something.
He said, "Be ye holy as I am holy." To be holy just means to be consecrated or set apart.
Why didn't I see that?
You cannot look like, you cannot be anyone else. You can't look like the world and think that it's okay. Rachel said, "For Jesus is always pruning the vine that abides in him." Pruning is how you produce more fruit. Without the pruning, the increase of your fruit will not come.
It sure will not.
And a part of pruning is that separation.
It's gonna hurt. I like the King James Version. It says to purge. Purging hurts.
Oh,
But in order to walk in your purpose, it's going to be required.
and it is required of everyone. Because God does not allow us to stay where we are. He comes and get us where we are, but he does not allow us to stay where we are. That's why he says, "Come as you are." See, people, they take stuff out of context. He did say, "Come as you are," but he told you to come as you are because he understood that if you're coming as you are and you're coming with the right motives, come on now, you're coming with the right motives, then you're coming to do what the word says, which means that the spirit begins to move in you. He said, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind." And if you're coming in, your mind begins to be renewed. You cannot stay where you are. It's not a change by what you can do yourself. It's not a change by what my husband can do for me. It's not a change by what my pastor can do for me. It's not a change. The change comes from the spirit.
Get him. Get him, Shaquita.
The spirit is what causes the change.
Get him.
So are you ready to step into what God has for you? Are you ready to step into your purpose?
Oh, I'm raising my hand to say I'm ready.
I know.
Gotcha. I have nothing to say. I'm ready.
So that's our wrap up for today for purpose, y'all.
So again, welcome to your purpose. We thank y'all. Make sure y'all give us a thumbs up, especially my people on YouTube. If you are on what's that thing called? Facebook. Slide on over to YouTube. Slide on over to YouTube. Find us on YouTube. We're the Pastor's Q&A. It's kind of hard to find. Matter of fact,
it's not. When they put in Pastor's Q&A, we pop up.
We do.
Yeah, but you got to put the Pastor's Q&A. It's really not hard though.
Okay.
What you doing, babe?
I was about to share this link.
Babe.
Yeah. Okay. So just come to the Pastor's Q&A, and you'll find us. Give us a thumbs up. Let us walk into it. Also, remember, the ebook for this series is in the description box, so you can follow along. We coming back next week, right? Right.
What's today?
Today is Wednesday. Yeah. So we'll be back next week.
Tuesday.
Mark that on your calendar. Call us if you don't see us.
Somebody gonna call. Disney gonna call.
Somebody call us. But hey, y'all said y'all was gonna be back in on Tuesday. Where y'all at? Stop playing games with us. Stop it. Where you at? So
where you going?
I was
We getting out of here. What are you doing?
I know we getting out of here. Give me just 1 second. Oh my God. Don't be a buzzkill. So the next chapter is provision. Provision is the next chapter. So we halfway through. You know, on number 5. 5 out of 10. So we halfway through. So we just want to say we love y'all. May God be with y'all and keep y'all until we meet y'all here again next week. We love y'all. And with that being said, we out.
Bye, y'all.